Before getting in the video, let me tell this very clearly. I am not a doctor. This video is only an awareness video to let you know that something like this exists.
1, 2, 3, 4.
हेलो पीपल, कैसे हैं आप सब? मैं मीनल स्वागत करती हूँ आपका मेरे चैनल पे विथ वन मोर एपिसोड ऑफ दिल की बात मीनल के साथ। आज का टॉपिक बनाने के मेरे दो रीजंस थे। फर्स्ट, बिकॉज मे चल रहा है, मे इज़ मेंटल हेल्थ अवेयरनेस मंथ, सो एनी विच वेज मुझे मेंटल हेल्थ रिलेटेड टॉपिक बनाने ही थे। एंड सेकेंड, बिकॉज टुडे इज़ मदर्स डे, दिस टॉपिक आई कुडंट थिंक ऑफ any better topic than this. I am making this video as a gift to all the mothers out there. If you are a new mother, if you know somebody who's gonna be a new mother, who has become a new mother, it is very important to be aware about this topic. Before jumping to the topic, a little introduction about me. Hi, I am Meenal. I am 30 years old. I have done my graduation in psychology. I hold my master's degree in human resources and currently I am pursuing my master's in psychology. I am happily married, mom of 2 beautiful daughters. I like to describe myself as a very outspoken, affable and approachable person. So the topic for today is called PPD, Postpartum Depression. Majority of females go through it after they have given birth. Postpartum is the time phase that a woman go through after she has delivered a child. So अगर definition की बात करी जाए तो postpartum depression को definition आप ऐसे कर सकते हैं. It is a complex mix of physical, emotional and behavioral changes that happen in a woman after giving birth to a child. Postpartum depression detect हो जाता है within 4 weeks of the delivery. Before going further, let me make this very clear with you that it is 100% treatable. There is nothing wrong with having postpartum depression. It is very normal. You have not done anything wrong for this to happen and it cannot be avoided. If it has to happen, it will happen. The only right and the best thing that you can do for yourself and for your kid is to acknowledge it and treat it. Postpartum depression can be linked to 3 changes that happen after a delivery. First is chemical, second is psychological and the third is social. Chemical being when a female is pregnant, the hormones are very high in her body and just after you have delivered the baby, the hormonal levels एकदम से ड्रॉप हो जाते हैं. उनको वापस नॉर्मल आने में 2 से 3 दिन लग जाते हैं. नाउ लेट्स टॉक अबाउट टाइप्स ऑफ postpartum depression. There are basically 3 types of postpartum depression. One being PPD itself, that is postpartum depression. Second is baby blues. And the third one is postpartum psychosis. Easily put, baby blues 70% of female को होता है after the delivery. It lasts between 1-2 घंटे के बाद से 1 week तक ये चीज़ ख़त्म हो जाती है. It is nothing but आप बहुत ज़्यादा anxious feel करोगे या आप बहुत ज़्यादा एकदम से sad हो जाओगे, एकदम से happy हो जाओगे, बहुत ज़्यादा emotional feel करोगे, impatient feel करोगे, you'll feel lonely. So this is baby blues जो generally 70% of females को होते हैं. It is considered normal. It doesn't need any treatment. It will go within a week or 2. Second type is postpartum depression itself. It can happen between a few days after delivery to 2 to 3 months after the delivery. It is not necessary कि आपका first baby है तो आपको हो रहा है. You can experience postpartum depression even when you are having your second pregnancy or you're having your third pregnancy. इसके जो features होते हैं, symptoms होते हैं, वो same as baby blues होते हैं कि आपको anxiety feel होगी, आपको nervousness feel होगा, but it is so much more prominent and it is out of control. When you're talking about PPD, it is obviously treatable. It needs medical attention. It needs to be acknowledged. जैसे ही आपको ऐसे कुछ feel होता है तो you have to immediately consult with your OBGYN and have treatment accordingly जो भी डॉक्टर आपको सजेस्ट करता है. The third is postpartum psychosis, PPP. This happens within 3 months after delivering a baby. When you talk about PPP, that is postpartum psychosis, it can be a red flag. It is very, very dangerous. It results to the extent where you can have hallucinations, where you can have thoughts of hurting yourself, where you can even have thoughts of hurting your baby. Postpartum psychosis is very, very serious and very, very dangerous. It has to be acknowledged immediately and it has to be treated immediately for the well-being of the mother and the child. Now, when we talk about a female having postpartum psychosis, 1 out of 1,000 female might have postpartum psychosis. So it is very, very extreme. It is very, very rare as well. When you talk about postpartum depression, 1 out of every 10 female would feel postpartum depression. It just is not acknowledged as well in our society. And when you talk about baby blues, 70% of the females have baby blues, and it is not harmful. It's pretty much natural. It would go away within a week or two after the baby is born. Now let's talk about the signs and symptoms of PPD. Starting with, you might have sleep troubles, you might have appetite change, you will feel severe fatigue, and you will experience frequent change. Now, these are the top few points which are supposed to be monitored. But when you're talking about PPD converting into a major depression form, one being that you are not interested in your baby, you feel that you and your baby are not connecting, there is no connection between the baby and you are crying all the time, you have major anger and anxiety issues which are out of control, you have the feeling of worthlessness or hopelessness or helplessness, you are having thoughts of hurting yourself, you might also have thoughts of hurting somebody else, you are facing troubles in concentrating, you are unable to make any decision. These are all red flags. When your PPD have taken a turn into a major depression, and this is the time you need immediate medical attention. Now let's talk about what can be the causes. Basically causes exactly आप नहीं बोल सकते, but contributing factors towards getting PPD. If you have a history of depression when you were pregnant or before getting pregnant, another contributing factor can be age. The younger you are more prone to have PPD. Again, if you have any family history of mood disorders, if you have any family history of any kind of depressions, this might be a thing to look out. Usually females having triplets, females having twins might be experiencing postpartum depression because of all the stress and all of the sudden change and all of the workload that has happened. If you are living alone and if you have marital problems going on, or if you are having or going through a change और major life changes या major कुछ life में हो गया है आपके, तो भी हो सकता है. Also, few of the contributing factors that I feel might be resulting to PPD: hormonal changes, obviously that is happening in your body. If you have lack of sleep, if you have anxiety, and if you are having self-image issues. Now anxiety and self-image issues are altogether a different topic to talk about. It's also one more major topic to talk about, but these are the factors जो मैंने sum up कर लिए हैं can be the contributing factor to get PPD. Now let's talk about the treatment of postpartum depression. As soon as you have realized that you're going through something, you're supposed to consult a doctor. After assessing what you are going through, if there is anything major to be concerned about, he might prescribe you antidepressants or anti-anxiety pills. You might not need any medication. Maybe it's just like a small thing that can be cured with counseling, that can be cured with you joining support groups or talking to somebody. It totally depends on what level you're at and what you're going through and what the doctor has told you to do. Now, if you're a new mother, I know the major concern would be, before taking a medicine, a female has to think that I'm breastfeeding, if it is even safe for my child. So when you're consulting a doctor, you're a new mother, doctors do understand what you're going through and they will take care of it. You don't have to worry about that, and it is totally your and your doctor's decision, whatever you decide and whatever the path that you choose. Now let's talk about the complications that can happen with पोस्टपार्टम डिप्रेशन। कॉम्प्लिकेशंस का मतलब मैं ये डिस्क्राइब करना चाह रही हूँ कि 3 चीज़ों में अफेक्ट हो जाएगी ये चीज़। पहले आपको असर पड़ेगा, आपके पार्टनर को असर पड़ेगा, एंड देन आपके बच्चे को असर पड़ेगा। व्हेन यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट यू, द कॉम्प्लिकेशन कैन बी, इफ इट इज़ नॉट ट्रीटेड, इफ इट इज़ अवॉइडेड और नॉट एक्नॉलेज्ड, इट कैन इन फ्यूचर डेवलप टू अ मेजर डिप्रेशन. When talking about your partner, if a female is going through postpartum depression, there is chances that the father might also be having depression. So if both of you are going through that, it can be a troublesome situation to manage altogether. And the third is your child, if a mother is having postpartum depression, would face problems with sleep, child would have problems with eating habits, child will be crankier and would be crying more than a normal child. Now let's talk about the prevention of PPD. There are few points that you can keep in mind. First being, if you have any sort of depression, anxiety history during your pregnancy or before your pregnancy, you should be open about it and tell to your doctor immediately, so that the doctor can monitor the signs and symptoms of postpartum depression if you have any after you have given birth to your child. Also, one more prevention is, after you've had a baby, go for a postpartum checkup. I remember with my second kid, after I delivered the baby, there was a doctor who came to me and asked me how was I feeling, sad, was I feeling happy, is there anything that I had in my mind and all. She was continuously checking on all the patients present there. So make sure that you also have somebody to check on you. One major part of prevention is that once you are diagnosed, if you are diagnosed with PPD, please start the treatment immediately. Do whatever the doctor is telling you to do. They know the best for you. Now I'd like to share some tips that I feel might be helpful. Very first being, if you are going through something, if you feel that you're going through something like this, ask for help. Do not think twice. Do not be ashamed. This would not make you a less of a mother if you acknowledge that you are going through something and if you put yourself first. So ask for help. Second is, please have realistic expectations from yourself and from your baby. A lot of people get influenced by social media, seeing a lot of perfect moms out there. Do not try and be the super mom, as they call it. You are doing your best. Your child is doing their best, जितना उनको समझ में आता है उस हिसाब से. And every mom is perfect for her or his child. There is nothing wrong in doing things your way. Please do not have any unrealistic hopes, seeing social media, seeing internet, seeing movies. Have a real picture of everything and be acceptable to whatever you can provide. Third very important point that would help is exercise. Now I am not talking exercise as a point of कि आप पतले हो जाओगे and blah blah blah. No, exercise generally is a very healthy practice, is a very nice practice for your mental health. So make sure that you take out time. Make sure that you're eating right. Now I'm not saying that eating right means eating healthy all the time. Eat what you feel like. Sometimes you can have cheat meals. Sometimes it is absolutely normal to just not stick to a diet and be happy, because that also releases happy hormones, which is also very important. So eat healthy, eat right, and sometimes give yourself space to cheat as well. Focus on building a good relationship with your partner. Once you're going through pregnancy, after giving birth, it is stressful time for both of you, for you and for your partner as well. So make sure that you're well connected. Make sure that आपका communication बहुत ज़्यादा strong है. Make sure you're taking out time for each other, and please realize that you both are going through it together. Keep in touch with your family members. Keep yourself connected. अपने आप को एकदम secluded मत कर लीजिए. Keep your near and dear ones with you. अपने साथ रखिए. फ़ोन पे बात कीजिए. Meet them. Whatever makes you feel happy and nice, make sure that you do that. I would say screen what you're watching and screen who you're talking to. If you have any toxic people in your life, do not entertain them at this point of time. This time is for you and your baby and your partner, and keep it that way. Screen what you're watching on social media. If you have any toxic content, if you feel watching a lot of social media or talking to a lot of people is putting an negative impact in your life, please stop everything, drop it, and focus on yourself and your baby. Very, very important to take rest and take good sleeps. Sleep when your baby is sleeping. Drop everything. Be a bit selfish and take that nap. Sleep and take care and take rest. The last point that is very, very important is time for self. Take out time for self-care. Take out time for yourself. Let it be anything. Maybe reading book makes you happy, maybe watching a movie makes you happy, maybe gardening makes you happy. Take 1 hour, 1.5 hours to yourself and take the time out for yourself. This concludes this topic. This was what I thought would be enough to have a general awareness of the topic, which is postpartum depression, and I hope you have learned something from this video, and I hope this video was helpful in any way. This was it for today. I will see you in my next video. Till then, be grateful and count your blessings. And a very happy Mother's Day to all the nurturers and caregivers.